He was so poor that his child could only eat peanuts, yet he poured all his savings into a so-called junk stock. Instead of getting angry, his wife took full responsibility for raising the child and told him to focus on trading. No one expected that in just 1 month, his $50,000 would grow more than 100-fold. Overnight, he became a multimillionaire. But instead of cashing out at the peak, he doubled down and invested even more. This was no longer simple stock trading. It had become a once-in-a-generation battle between retail investors and Wall Street elites. After putting every dollar into the market, Kyle would not even buy a $4 beer. Seeing how desperate he looked, his childhood friend urged him to cut his losses. Kyle refused. He said GameStop was not a junk stock, and he genuinely loved the store. His friend burst out laughing. GameStop was just a chain selling used game discs. Everyone played online now. The company was clearly dying. That was exactly what Wall Street believed. Melvin Capital, the same short seller that once bet against Tesla, had been shorting GameStop for 6 straight years. They crushed the stock from $28 a share down to $3. In 2 years, the company went through 6 different CEOs. Melvin's boss was already popping champagne at halftime, celebrating an early victory. Then suddenly, GameStop surged 130% in a single day. The spike terrified him. What he never imagined was that it started with one small influencer. Kyle simply said he liked the stock. He believed Wall Street had deliberately exaggerated bad news, pushing the price far below its real value. Even worse for the shorts, GameStop was shorted at 140%. That meant the more retail investors bought, the deeper the short sellers sank. Even if they sold everything they owned to buy the shares back, the losses would still be impossible to recover. But Wall Street always saw retail traders as idiots, people who only cared about short-term gains, easy money to harvest. So when Melvin saw retail investors entering the market, he confidently added another 600,000 shares to his short position, waiting for the crash. In his eyes, these people were just fresh targets. What he did not expect was that this time, retail investors did not care about profit at all. They had nothing to lose. If a few hundred or a few $1,000s each could help bankrupt the people who never treated them like humans, it felt worth it. That was when the butterfly effect began. A nurse buried under $50,000 of debt invested half a month's salary. A college student with $140,000 in student loans put in his last $20. His father had lost his job after his company was destroyed by short sellers. GameStop employees were suffering too. Melvin's short attacks had crushed their business, and wages were delayed again and again. A single spark can start a wildfire. Across the internet, ordinary people rose up on their own. They declared war on Wall Street, and they swore to take Melvin Capital down.